Hi and welcome to RC Copter Love. Today I want to show you that sometimes less control can be more, because a helicopter has a wonderful thing. It has a gyroscopic effect. Because of the gyroscopic forces, every disc or wheel or even a coin, you know this, that a coin rolls on the floor until it hits an obstacle or does not have any movement. But as long as you have a rotation of a system like we have of the rotor disc, there's the effect of stabilization that helps you as a pilot, not to do too much. And now I show you in flight how we will do it with the M2 EVO. Do not over control. A helicopter begins already after the takeoff. You see, it's relatively stable. Now I'm flying away and I don't do anything on the cyclic stick until I turn now the helicopter around. Now I show you the same in backwards flight. You can give the backwards input and the helicopter flies away. Of course I have to stop it. The same we do with the flight sideways. And you see, even when I'm stopping the helicopter, I try to do as less as possible. So now I'm giving the input to the right and the helicopter flies in a very nice straight line. Now I'm flying in a straight line toward us. I'm doing nothing. Now I was taking out the speed a little bit. But even when you take out the speed of a helicopter, when you bring it back to you, my ideal is always to stop it only as much as possible so that it doesn't begin to get forward. Now I can bring the helicopter in a nice position to show you how beautiful it can fly away forward. Now I will start forward. I have nothing. I have my thumb even away from the cyclic control, and it was flying in a perfect straight line. When I was learning backwards flying, I was doing something like this. I didn't want to do this, but I was doing something like this. I'm flying now a little bit oval, bringing it closer to us so that it will be better visible. So as I was doing the backwards input, then I was taking out the speed, and I was all the time bringing the helicopter out of its own harmony, which is going, the gyroscopic effect is giving the helicopter an own stability because of the rotating rotor head. The blades are rotating in a very, very fast speed, and the rule is the faster is the speed of this rotating object, if it's a disc, if it's a wheel, the more stable the system is. You see it now, the helicopter stands perfectly in one place. I did also a mistake with the altitude, so I wanted to reduce the altitude, but I was reducing it too much, so I had to bring the helicopter up. Now our ideal is, my ideal is, when you want to fly like a full-size helicopter, to have as few as possible change in the altitude. Now it's windy, it is difficult, but you see the altitude is relatively stable. We don't have a JoJo effect. And once again, I'm flying away forward in a perfectly straight line. You see it? I had to turn the helicopter around because we are having obstacles everywhere. And of course you have to control the helicopter, but even in such a flight with turns, you can try to control as few as as possible. So now I'm coming back with the helicopter to the landing pad, and again I'm trying not to do... Oh, now I was losing altitude because of the wind. Fortunately nothing happened, and I try to do as few as possible and as much as only necessary. So this is the recipe I found out, just to do as much as possible but not more. So you can over control. Once the helicopter, you have the helicopter in a hover and you bring it into the forward move, it's enough to do this forward move on the control, on the cycling control, and then you push, you left you leave the stick in the neutral position, and the helicopter will fly perfectly in one angle. So this is when you observe full-size helicopters. The same is sideways, backwards. I showed you in the flight, and it's just to do as few as possible, not too much, because every over control, the same in landing, when you are giving an input to the right and then too much to the left, the helicopter will all the time fly from one side to another, and it will not be stable. So you can just disturb the stability. So that's what I wanted to show you in this video. And this was RC Copter Love. If you like this video, give us a like. And if you like it very much, subscribe to us. We are now more than 600 subscribers. We are very happy about this. And see you again.